Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Akash here and you're watching Tech Infinity. So in this video we are going to have a look at the Havoc 3.0 room for the LG V30 that's based on Android 10. So let's get started. First of all, it has the latest Android security patch level as of now. That is from 5th November 2019. Here's some other info. It is the November 20th build date. Now let's move on. So first of all, I'm going to quickly show you the bugs that this room has so you don't have to waste your time watching the entire video. If there's some bug here that kind of really bugs you and you cannot really use the room with those bugs. So I'll be leaving the link to this article down in the description below. I continuously update it and it has some useful tips for AOSP rooms and troubleshooting guides and that kind of information. So let's get started. So hotspot only works on open, i.e. no security, and Wi-Fi may and may not work for you. So this is completely random and isn't really variant specific. So if you're lucky, it works for you without doing anything. If you are on Pi firmware, yeah, so for all these 10 rooms you need to be on Pi firmware, and to flash this room just use any Pi firmware that is compatible with your particular variant. Now let's move on. So if Wi-Fi does not work for you, then you can flash the audio modem. I have given the links to a couple of modems here, so you can grab them. If you cannot find for your particular variant, you can just try looking at the TWRP zip that has been made for your particular variant and grab the modem IMG audio from there. And just you can boot into TWRP and then go to the directory where the modem file is stored. And on the right bottom, you will see something like install IMG. Just tap on that and then you will see IMG files. Click on IMG file and just flash it to the modem partition. Now let's move on. So if this audio modem fix does not work for you, then you can even try this method that's here on Telegram. So I'm giving a link to that here. Now another bug is that recent Google Maps versions do not work and you have to reboot if you open Google Maps, because your screen becomes 1/4 if you use a recent version of Google Maps. But Google Maps Go works perfectly. And if you want to use Google Maps, then you can use an older Google Maps version like the version 10 or 9.84. Both of these worked well for me. There were no issues with it. And Google Chrome may crash for you. You can try a few things. You can try NIC-G apps. And if a particular version of Chrome is working fine, I would recommend that you don't update it and let it work, because there's some kind of a weird issue there. And you can even try changing the web view for your phone. So what I read was that if you go into developer options, and here you will see two options like Android system web view and the other one would be Chrome or something. So you can try switching up between them. I don't have that here, maybe because of the version of Google Apps that I'm using. Who knows? Yeah. So if you are one of the unlucky ones who have the H932 variant, well, Android 10 ROMs do not work yet for you, and there's no workaround for that. And there's also some video playback issues in some messaging apps like WhatsApp, Snapchat. So those videos you may download to your phone and view them separately in MX Player or maybe VLC Media Player, then they would work fine. But in those apps, they do not work. Bluetooth issues are not there on this particular room. I tried my Bluetooth headphones and they worked fine. And there's no VoLTE or VO Wi-Fi in this particular room or any AOSP room for that matter. There's also the AVC reset bug here when you pause or play the music or reconnect your headphones. So that's kind of an issue with the DAC. And there's also the issue of static sound on loudspeaker on video calls or PUBG, etc. So video calls on, say, let's say WhatsApp or something, you will hear a static noise instead of the voice of the other person, and similarly in PUBG. So the only workaround is that you use earphones and they will work perfectly fine. So let's move on. And let's go here. So under the display section, you will find the usual stuff. You have the dark theme here, and this is pretty cool because when you flick on this switch, actually all the apps that support the dark theme, those themes also get turned on quickly. So that's pretty cool. And look at these features. I mean, this is just brilliant. You can change up and even create a custom of yours, as you can see here. See, look at these options. So that's pretty good. You even have a few clock customizations here, and that's pretty cool. I just can't seem to get how this particular clock works, so I'm not going to be using binary. But you have the type, analog, bubble, and default. So this is pretty cool stuff in my opinion. So let me try this one. So let me just go back, and you have icon shape options. So I'm using the fluid navigation gestures here. So let me just disable them for now. And let's move on. You have the option to change the font size, and those kind of things are kind of pretty obvious and don't really need to be shown that well. You have the option for lock screen customization, lock screen message, lockdown option, and you even have the option for always on display. And it works really well for me. I have no issues with it, and I really love it. And you can change up the accent color, everything. So let's move on. Under the sound section, you will find some stuff like touch vibration, touch sounds, charge vibration, and screenshot sound. And you even have the option for hi-fi codec, and it works well when the headphones are connected, except for the AVC reset bug. So because of that bug, you have to kind of turn the DAC on and off again. But that's really not that annoying, and the DAC actually works, so I'm happy. Now let's move on to the good stuff. Under the configuration center, you will find various settings, and this is one of the very few key ROMs as of now which has a lot of customization settings working, because in some ROMs even the battery percentage isn't even showing up. So this is pretty cool. And you have all these options like brightness control by sliding across the status bar. You have double tap to sleep, network traffic, activity arrows. You can even customize your battery icon. So that's pretty cool. And you have the battery percentage enabled or disabled here. You have the option to switch to 4G icon, Bluetooth battery status, these kind of things. They all work fine. Okay, let me show you this one. I missed it. And you have this thing here. So let me go back. Then you have some quick setting options. You have tile title vibrate on touch. You can even change the number of columns or rows that are shown in landscape or portrait orientation. You have the option to switch up the position of brightness slider to top or bottom. You have auto brightness icon option. You even have the customizations for ambient display, where you can decide whether you want to see the battery level, music ticker. And if you do not turn on the always on thing, then you have these options like hand wave, etc. But I like to turn on always on. You have a few button customizations, like you can customize the power button and what kind of menu it shows up. So that's pretty nifty stuff. And you even have inbuilt screen recording, so that's pretty great. And another nifty feature of Android 10 is that it now supports so you can record the internal audio of your phone even with third-party screen recorders. So that's great, and that's a new feature in Android 10. As you can see here, there are a few options. I will quickly go through them, and those are pretty simple. No need to explain each and every one of them. And you even have these options. So you even have the option for 2-button navigation, as you can see here, or you can even use the Android 10 navigation. Okay, so as you can see here, I can swipe from the center to go back to home. I can swipe up and hold from the center to go up, and I can swipe from right or left to go back. And one thing I like about Havoc is that you can click here on the settings on the right side, and you can select the sensitivity area for the gestures to work on the left and right side of the screen. So that's pretty cool, because I do not really want it to be present on both the sides, because it kind of hampers with some of the other apps. So I have just left it to the bottom of the screen, like the 1/3 part. And I even tried to record the Untitled score here. I got something about, yeah, this was the score, but this wasn't really the accurate score because, yeah, terracotta vulcan out of memory. So that's some weird bug. So the score would be much higher because this timed out. So you can make sure that the score is at least 2,30,000 and it would be more. So I've already shown you these options. So let me go back, and you have the navigation bar options. Then you have the lock screen customizations. There's a lot of options here. So as you can see here, and these are pretty self-explanatory. And you have the notification options. So that's pretty cool. And you have animation options. So there are a lot of animation customization options as well. And you have battery saving options, as you can see here. But I don't really mess with them. And these are some of the miscellaneous options. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, click on the like button and also subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I'll also leave a link to the playlist for LG V30 custom rooms if you'd like to have a look there. So that's pretty much it from me. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.